Welcome to Travel Insights Bali number 3. Today's talk will be about grieving is a process of self-love. So there were a couple of events that happened this week, or several actually, that made me contemplate the process of grieving and the importance of it. The first event was just on the plane coming here, and that was about two teenagers in Korea who fell in love, and it was kind of sweet and romantic. There was no intimacy, but they were close. And then her family decided to leave Korea and go to Canada and the States. So they didn't actually say goodbye. So he was left with the sense of missing. She had gone on with her life and forgot all about him. But he was grieving her and never finding a place of completion in that process. So he had to go through a process of working to clear this attachment or experience or trauma out of his system. So what did he have to do? He had to, after several years, finally get in touch with her, who had already moved on with her life. And she was already married even, but he decided to come to America and meet with her and actually meet her husband as well. He had to go through the process of traveling all that way and sitting with her, which she allowed to happen. She was quite welcome to happen. And even with her husband, and process the letting go of that childhood relationship and move on with his life. And it was a beautiful understanding as I watched it to see how the process is needed to happen. It's not good enough to just say it's over, just forget about it. We're not going to forget about it. We need to actually do some releasing of the tentacles of attachment, the threads of attachment. So another event happened this week, and this one was about the loss of my shawl. I don't know where I lost it, and I looked several times in the same places over and over again. And it was sort of like, no, that wasn't working. Until finally I had to go and visit all the places that I had gone to, restaurants and even the last hotel where I was. And through that process, I needed to let go that I was grieving. I was grieving my attachment to this this shawl, this white shawl that I had brought. It was very beautiful, and I'd only gotten attached to it in the days of travel. But there's something about, like, I've been using it, I've put my energy into it, I've been thinking about it. So I had to go through a process of looking for it and coming into reality that in actual fact it was gone, and I had to let it go. But I needed the time and the love for myself to process the letting go of it. Another event that happened was I was walking and I slipped on some shiny stones, and as I slipped, my arm flung up against a sign and it ripped off my watch, and it scraped my wrist. And now I not only was I hurting from the fall, but I had lost my watch. It couldn't be on my wrist anymore because it was pulled right off. So I went through a period of, the habit of looking at my wrist to see what time it was. And I realized that the watch is not there, so I have to let it go. So it was a process of, oh yes, okay, now I'll decide to let this go because it's not there, and actually I don't need to know the time. It's good to be timeless for a while. It's just in habit. So, but I needed the time, the many times of looking at the wrist, seeing there's no watch, and making a decision, yeah, I don't know the time. I guess it's okay not to know the time. So that was another event of grieving. And one more event was I got some food poisoning or something, and I got sick. I threw up and I vomited, and I was sick for a day. And then I had, like that morning after being sick, I had some plans. And the plans were to go out and do some sightseeing. But I couldn't. I couldn't go out. And so I lie there in the bed, looking into my mind and realizing that no, I can't go anywhere. The reality is that I'm sitting here in this bed and I have to let go of my plans for the day. And so there's a grieving process that I'd like to really contemplate a little more. So we get attached to something, and our energy kind of spills out into the object. Could be a person or a thing, and it takes a while. It takes a process, and the process may mean like going over it in your head. It may mean having an active participation in the letting go of the object. So looking for the shawl, the guy coming to Canada to meet his old girlfriend, me looking at the wrist and seeing the reality of it. And it also reminds me of when I left India, I had fallen in love with a man in my 30s, and right in the middle of the love affair, where the height of the attachment or the thrill of the relationship, he finds or he gets involved with another girl. And I never got to process the letting go of that relationship. So what happened was I woke up with, we call them reoccurring dreams. And the dream was always something like, I was about to meet him to sort of clear the air and connect again and feel that connection, that reunion. But in every single dream, she was somewhere around the corner and I would see her. And so my energy would drop again, meaning that I still haven't cleared my attachment or cleared the energy of that trauma out of my system. And so when I woke up, it was still there. It only took my participation, my intention, my proactiveness to say, okay, that's it. I'm going to give him a call. And he was all the way over in India. And I gave him a call. It was an expensive call. But it was worth it because I got to see where he was at. I got to see where I was at. And I was able to make a new decision about where I am with him and that I don't need to be in a relationship with him. I don't need to further it. I'm okay letting it go. It took a proactive investigation, checking in, and on a subconscious, deeper level, it was snipping those threads of attachment. And this is called self-love. This is saying, okay, I'm going to participate in my evolution here. It hurts. Well, if I go in there and make a decision that I'm letting it go, and I'm one with that letting it go, then it will let go. But the fact is, when something's taken from us, we aren't participating in the letting go yet. So we have to participate in the process of grieving. The grieving is letting it go step by step, acknowledging and loving ourselves as we do each step of here I am, this is what it's like, this is the reality, and this is okay now, and I love myself for who I am, and this thing that I'm attached to, I can now feel free to let it go. So that's my experience, my sharing of travel insights in Bali, and you have the background of the rice fields. Okay, see you in next Bali Travels Insights. Bye.